Let's go. Welcome to the World Series vlog. Hey, I'm Chris George. This is what it takes to put on an event behind the scenes of the World Series of Board Gaming. This is likely going to be on Room and Board's channel and World Series of Board Gaming channel, just so we can see a little bit behind the scenes. So if you're wondering how the tech element is run, all the glitz and the glamour that goes into these events, all the blood, sweat, and tears that's going to happen, well, stay tuned, because I'm going to document everything and then show you a tiny little smidgen of it to give you a sense of what the journey is. So thanks for being here. Nice to see ya, and let's go.
I hate to tell you, but this is more than one trip.
More than one trip? One truck. Two truck. I'm doing a vlog. Three trucks with all the badges ready for being received by the players. And just a few more boxes and another entire room
Let's just stack everything right
of boxes. But other than that, you know, not too much to say. All right, day one. We've got all of our boxes loaded in. This is going to be probably the award ceremony room. This is where the rings will be given to the winners. That's where, there you are. Hi, it's me, Chris George. Hey there. This is where the rings, well, why am I showing you my face? I'm not important. This is what's important. This is where the rings are going to be given to the winners of each event. This is where likely the semifinal games and the final game will be drawn. Well, the final game will probably be drawn at the table. And this is all the stuff that we gotta finish unpacking. Not necessarily tonight. We're gonna unpack everything tomorrow on Tuesday and get it all nice and purty for everybody to come in. But I figured I would just walk you through the hall and talk a little bit about. Let me switch the camera up for boxes and boxes. This is where I got all my routers in here that I'm going to set up a little Wi-Fi system. We have the raffle game boxes beautifully stenciled with the WSBG logo and our guest of honor right there, Stephen Bonacore. And then we have all of these beautiful badges waiting to be distributed to people, in addition with some raffle tickets so you can play a game with some people. Orléans, Cosmic Encounter with Tom Vassell. Paula Deming is playing Dune Imperium Friday 4:30. So these are just little fun events that you can get. Fun events that you can do throughout the tournament, because the big part of the tournament, and I think it's a big consideration for me, and I'm not even the one organizing a lot of it, and I just like to have my hand in a lot of pies and pretend that I'm the face and most important person. That's why I'm going to be on camera right now and take all the credit for everyone else's hard work. But the most important thing for me is that if you come here and you get eliminated in the first round, that's a bummer, right? You're not in contention to win that championship ring. And if you're only playing in that one game, or if you're playing in more, it's still a bit of a bummer. That's why we wanted to make sure that there were enough events that were happening to keep you entertained and to keep everyone having a good time at the World Series. So right here, as you head out of that's heading into the bronze rooms, that's sort of overflow. If we need extra spaces, or you just want a little bit more of a quieter time to decompress and not be in all the hubbub of open gaming, because the tournament's area, that's going to be locked up tight in terms of, well, everybody will be focused, right? There's not going to be too much happening. But here, as I'm walking through it, is the outer ring tournaments, and these outer ring tournaments, it's very similar to the inner ring tournaments, except you don't get a cool ring. You just get some other sort of prize, basically. And then behind me, you can see, and I'll show more of this tomorrow too, and walk us through and see the difference. But you can see that we're set up for, that's the open gaming area where you can go and again just chill. just have fun with people who are here to enjoy the hobby and participate in a fun, cool event. And that's what I really like about it, is that, yes, we're focused on it being a tournament, and yes, we are giving away $25,000 and more in other prizes, and those gorgeous, gorgeous rings, which they're not around. Of course they're not around. They wouldn't be left unattended, but I want to just go take them, put them all in my hand like Thanos. What would be the Thanos glove of rings in the WSBG? I'll have to think about that, and I will have an answer by the end of this vlog, I guarantee it. But yeah, over here we're going to have the big open gaming area ready for everybody to come in and have fun. We're going to have the Dice Tower West Library as well. We've gotten their entire library to be ready to enjoy. So if your ring event is done, there's still ways to have a good time. And then over here, this is the empty, just waiting for the vendors and the sponsors and the booths that'll be set up as well. So there won't be a ton of booths because it's not like a full-scale Origins convention, that kind of thing, but there will be a few, and that's also cool. And these people are also the sponsors of the event, and some of them have their brand on the ring, like 25th Century Games, who sponsored Raw because they just came out with a sick new edition that I am legitimately super excited to get at retail, because I'm not a deluxified sort of guy, but I am a retail sort of guy, and I can't wait for that to come back into retail and shout Raw and force everything to happen, force the auctions to happen. So yeah, that's the most important part, other than the tournament area. We've got the big, wide tournament area right here. And it's a big space, but it's going to be filled with a bunch of people playing a game. And I'll be getting some footage of this, but I can't shout as obnoxiously as I get to shout right now. So, this is the calm before the storm. And then way back there, that's where the final tables are going to be happening. Separated a little bit away so I can set up my equipment to make sure that I can bring it all to you live, or sort of live after the fact, and as we're going to be releasing more and more final games as I edit them together and we get commentary on all of them, so we can really capture the feeling of the event. Yeah, it's a good first day. I'm excited about it. I'm really stoked. I'm super stoked to be here, super stoked to be involved in this, and honestly, I just hope everybody here has a great time. That's the most important thing. You're taking a week of vacation or half week of vacation. That's significant, and I hope no matter what you like to do in a game, or if you're just coming here as a guest as well, I think there's enough things to do here that should keep you going, for a little while, and let you have a good time. So play some fun raffle games. You got a chance at winning a board game table just by entering. They've got a ton of prizes and giveaways, not just the big boys, but yeah, I can't wait to see who at the end of this walks away with $25,000. Oh my God. Why did I agree to help? Why am I not competing? It just really dawned on me. I could have been a star. But at least this way I can maybe have the winners on my channel and duel them for bragging rights, for my own ego, and then just get horribly decimated, but have a fun time doing so. Anyway, I'm going to do some itemization and some organizing, and likely see you tomorrow. Bye. Room and board cheap tip. I got to talk close because there's so much copyright music in the background. Now you could go get yourself some morning orange juice to put in your fridge at the CVS next to Bally's. Or you could walk 3.2 miles round trip to save yourself $3. I bet you can imagine what this boy did. as I was saying, it's also really nice to wake up early and go out because I was a little bit overwhelmed by all the sights and the sounds yesterday. I come from a very, very humble country in Canada, and so we're not used to so many sights. We're used to just one site, and we all visit in an orderly fashion. But yeah, it was kind of nice to go for a little walk in the morning, get outside, get a breath of fresh air, and then I can be inside setting up for the rest of the day, and I won't, or for the rest of the week, really. And it won't matter. I'm surprised I got this much time out, and it's all in search of a deal. So, thanks, Target Grocery. You were absolutely worth the walk. And I snagged the last 2 fresh apples. All the other ones were just stale. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, day 2. We just had our meeting where everybody's on the same page, ready to go, and now we're starting to unload all the boxes. That's garbage. Those are going to be my stands that I'm going to do some setup with. There's some checks in there. Again, we got the badges. We're now separating. We can see, really, this is why I'm pulling it out, is that these are the best boxes right here. Oh, I thought it was open. These are the best boxes right here. We can take a little peek at all the delicious games ready to be played. We've got some signage being created, ready to go. We got some t-shirts laying out, ready to be worn, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, start of the day, let's get it. See, this is how you know things are coming together. God, is there anything better than just a big old table of games? I don't think so. Oh. I want it. I want it all. I own most of those games, and yet I just like the boxes. But this is for people who, it's for overflow, in case everyone is encouraged to bring their own games that they're going to be participating in. Ooh. But of course, not everybody's gonna, so you gotta make sure that you got some pristine copies ready to go. I think I was here, now we've set up more, but I'm just gonna still use that as my backdrop because now more games have been added. I just got to meet the first contestant, the first competitor in the World Series. Shout out to Ole from Finland. He's come all the way from Finland, and we had an awesome conversation. He was looking around, he wanted to take a couple pictures. I took a picture of him in front of the signs, and it was exciting. It's so exciting to see people coming in and getting ready, and he's planning on starting a YouTube channel as well. So if I get that information, I'll put it in the description, because we gotta support our World Series competitors and their YouTube exploits. And he's the national champion of Carcassonne, but isn't participating in Carcassonne, which is cool. Chose Dune Imperium instead because he just really liked it. Anyway, I'm so thrilled to even for just that single interaction, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's about, creating a place where all of us from around the world can come together and participate competitively in our favorite hobby, and have a great time whether or not we win or lose. Obviously we want to win, but as long as we're here and having a good time, that makes it worth it. Anyway, I'm stoked. That gives me the fire that I need. I mean, I've already got that in me, but that I am using to propel forward for the rest of the setup day. Almost 12 o'clock. We're still going. Time to do some tests on the internet. And I'll walk everyone through my personal streaming setup, if that might be something that interests you. And if not, well, then you can skip to the next timestamp, I guess. Hi, everyone. So it's 12:30-ish. I'm in registration, just dropping off the phones, the cameras, making sure everything is locked up tight. I'm the last one on the floor because, well, I ran into some tech issues that I had to troubleshoot. And I did. maybe until I didn't. But a lot has happened. It may not seem like a lot has happened, but a lot has happened. We have these gorgeous ring cases all ready to be filled. Oh man. And 2 slots for a bracelet, because one of the bracelets more for a man and the other one's more for a woman. You can pick whichever one you want, whichever one you think looks prettier. We got a bunch of badges ready to be set up, ready to be handed out for registration. We got gift bags, we got goodie bags for everybody attending the event. Of course you get swag bags. Come on now. We've got a little area set up in the corner here for the documentary that's being shot. Make sure you look for that later next year. It's all about board gaming, not just the World Series of board gaming, it's all about board gaming. Open gaming hasn't changed too much. Back there, it's waiting for the library to arrive tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle that's happening tomorrow, for sure. But you got to get all your I's crossed and your T's dotted, as the saying goes. Yeah, over here, we put up this great rope waiting for the vendors to appear. As you can see right here, Vegas Showdown, the first Outer Ring event, is ready to take place tomorrow. And in these Outer Ring events, you can win. You can win a bunch of stuff. I honestly don't even know, but I'm gonna find out, and you will know by the end of this thing. We got our signs up. Look, I'm on that sign. It makes me feel special and important. We got more signage. I just love the signage, honestly. And then down here, well, I'm gonna walk down this hallway because I still want to get a big old sign that I haven't set up. A nice big backdrop that I'll bring to the commentary room, where I will be spending, some of my time running around, or just making sure everybody is where they need to be, and that the tech is running smoothly as possible, and that we're recording all of it live. Well, not all of it, but some of it live for all of you who cannot attend yet. This room looks a bit cleaner. It'll look even a bit more cleaner later. Oh yeah, that just reminded me of something that I have to do as well before I go to bed. Here we have this big old sign, this big stand where you can Velcro on this World Series banner. So that's what I'm going to take. Although it looks like there's 2 different World Series. I'm going to look at them and then I'll be back. Or maybe I won't be. Yeah, I'll be back. I got to show you around a little bit more. I'm back. Where are you? There you are. The best part about these signs, let me tell you, is that they've got it in common with what Terry hates about SUVs. They roll! They roll, baby! They roll! Perfect. Oh, I didn't even show you the podium. Well, you'll see that later in award ceremony coverage. Yeah, I'll give you a quick peek. Well, you won't even be able to see anything in the distance, honestly. And this space is so big that I wish I had a golf cart or a Segway or something, because it has been fun to travel back and forth. But yeah, everything is going smoothly. Everybody's tasks are accomplished. I just stress. That's kind of what I do, and I just take longer than most people. I'm a bit slow, but at least I've got these 4 out of 10 looks. There's some awesome shirts here too. I can't wait to get my hands on some shirts. I need to pick up more things. I'll talk to you in a second. Actually, no, I'll drop this off and then we can walk and talk. We can walk and talk a bit more. Yeah, 3 out of 10. Huh? 4 out of 10? Ooh, did we get 5 out of 10? We got 5 out of 10. Anyway, I'll talk to you all in a second. I got distracted. We had another intruder. I'm just kidding. People have been poking their heads in to check out the space, right? Because we're all excited. So I just met a couple more people. And Victor and Robin, were my last visitors of the night. And it was just like, we were having this conversation about how freaking great the hobby is, and how awesome that it's about time that our hobby is on the world stage. And that's exactly what these little rinky-dink stands are gonna accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, let's bring our hobby into the world stage and show that there is a lot of strategy and fun to be had, and a lot that can be captured with these beautiful babies. Look at these beautiful babies. Anyway, I walked over here to make sure, do my last sort of sweep of the area, put up a sign. I'm gonna put up another sign, I think, and then I'll be done. Then I'll be done for the night. I can get a couple hours sleep. Yeah, honestly, it's been so thrilling though to talk to everybody who's poked their noses in, because everybody has been excited to be here. Everybody has a story. Everybody has some experience and why they hope they're going to do well. But also, I think everybody's entering it with the right mindset, that they're like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. And what I loved is that Robin's going to be spending most of her time in the outer ring area, and then Victor's going to spend hopefully most of his time in the tournament area that we're just walking from. And then, but everybody has been so excited and on board to be like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, well, I'm still ready to have a friggin' awesome week. And that just, maybe I'm tired. I'm getting emotional. I like it. People being happy and enjoying themselves and enjoying their free time and all coming together to be a part of something hopefully really cool and really special is, yeah, it's really moving to me. And yeah, it just makes me so happy too. And it's that sort of happiness that is infectious, and that I feel so fortunate to have gotten to talk to everybody poking their head in and see their experience and see their initial impression. So that's pretty cool. We're back in this room because, well, this is where the sign is, but also because that's that sweet podium right there. Look at that stenciling. I didn't do it. I wouldn't have done it that well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm more excited by everybody else's excitement. And that, I think, is the friggin' coolest part so far. So I'm gonna put the sign up, probably show you, well, might as well. And then I'm gonna go to bed. And another day, we will attack the beginning of the convention with fervor and vigor and every fiber in my being to make it a great experience for everybody. So, see you. Well, see you in a couple, but then see you later. Now, what do you think of that? Now that's the backdrop. Have a good night. Well, don't go to sleep. You're still watching this vlog, but I might. Oh, but I didn't show you my setup that I have so far. We've got 2 soft boxes, 2 lighting at the back, my camera there attached to there. I've got this sweet little number. This is a scene deck, so I've programmed all the different scenes that you can switching back and forth. I've got graphics with little people's names to come on and off the screen. I could probably go in that in more detail if people are interested, but I'm not gonna. I could spend a lot of time on that. Over here, I've got a little makeshift green screen setup where a camera will be and a light will be pointed at it to make sure that there's no shadows. Over there's another green screen and a sort of portrait area that, I got to iron, but that's a tomorrow issue. Anyway, and here I have a dolly from that I definitely stole from the great people at Game Theory Tables. And so I'm going to go put that back where I found it so that they can use it in the morning to bring more stuff to build the custom game table that we're going to be playing on. And that some of the celebrity raffles are going to be played on too. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Okay, goodbye. The rings are on display, finally. Finally, they're on display.
Now I'll send you my
What's this one?
videos.
Where's like the final
I'm working on posting, but I can't post them.
Yeah. So we've got one for a smaller one and a bigger one, depending on your preference and wrist size.
Holy Christmas, look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I got myself an extra large polo shirt just to, make sure I was one of the team. Got my badge, staff, and I'm just I didn't have a point for this. This isn't making the final cut. Now it is with that sort of meta commentary. I'm in the commentary room, in the boardroom, just doing some work. Maybe run some tests. I got to manage some of the cameras around. We were running around getting photography all morning with our photographer, Kenny, who's friggin' awesome. And so I was basically his gopher running around, moving shots and stuff. And maybe I'll get a thing for lunch soon. I don't know. My shower Pop-Tart was a good choice last night. So I'm probably stuffed until tomorrow. So yeah, it's 12 o'clock now. Registration is happening. I should go film that. What am I doing here? It's because I'm not going to go film that. Go to the website. You'll see it. So, we just finished our first live stream. Well, I say just finished, but it was about an hour ago. And Shira and Stephen Bonacore kicked the stuff out of it. They really did. It was a fun match. Super cool to see people's varied strategies. Super cool to see the leaders in play. I've never played with the leaders expansion. It was super easy to add in. I would want to play. Honestly, this new edition makes me want to get Seven Wonders back, and I've gotten rid of it because I don't really play it. The back of the cards are nice. They make you feel opulent, and that's how I roll. Yeah, they killed it. Brian behind on this whiteboard was writing down the scores and stats for the commentary team to say. I was switching the scenes to follow the movement of the players, and got there eventually. We had one camera that unfortunately was a little bit choppy. The connection was failed, or it wasn't as good as the other ones. So those people, they ended up being the top two actually. They didn't get as much face-on coverage as I would have liked, but this is you gotta roll with the punches sometimes, and there were a lot of punches. About an hour before we began, I got told that it was now a 5-player game at a different table, and I needed to reconstruct my entire setup that was based around 4 players. So, I'm just happy that it came off, and it feels good. Oh, I gotta go get some more cameras. Oh, someone's knocking at the door. I bet it's Kenny. Let's see who it is in this vlog. So I'll put my key down. I knew it was Kenny.
Yo!
This is Kenny, our photographer.
What's up, guys?
He's friggin' killer. This is just a vlog that I'm gonna do on probably both Room and Board and
nice.
World Series.
So happy to be here.
Yeah, Kenny and I were cut from the same cloth. He's a friggin' star and my favorite person. And I now will use that line next time I am with someone on the vlog, but know that I'm lying. And they'll know now when they watch it back that I lied to their face and I was just thinking about Kenny.
Proof is here. Don't forget it. I'm the best.
Anyway, we're getting geared up to just record the Splendor tournament. We're not live streaming that one. We're going to just record it, and I'll edit it in post. And Kenny's been taking some great action shots. And then we'll call it a night. Well, I'll transfer a bunch of footage over, and Kenny will also do that. But then we'll call it a night. And then wake up early in the morning to award the rings, the ring ceremony, and snap pictures of people getting their first rings on their finger, and that'll be pretty sweet. So look for that on World Series, and yeah, see you then, I guess. This is the third time I have locked my key in this room. It's not in this room. Yes, it's in this room. It's by Seven Wonders. That's where it was. It's hard work doing what you like. Good night soon. Soon.
It's only Thursday. I'm just kidding. Good morning. Let's get it.
Hi everyone. It's 2:10, and you know what the win of the day is? I got to have a working lunch of snacks that I bought at Target Grocery. Honestly, Target Grocery was a real MVP of this thing. Right now, I'm in the director's room. It's empty. The backdrop has been used in another instance because we did some interviews with the winners this morning. We did some awards presentations with the winners this morning. Everybody got their rings right in front of the tournament hall before the doors open for Wingspan, and that's pretty cool. I think that's really neat. Everybody was there. There was lots of applause. Everyone got to see who won. We did a few interviews with the winners, and that's kind of going to be the tasks for the initial the beginnings of each day, basically. And then people are playing their tournaments. I'm going to go do the setups, make sure all the cameras are ready. Had to purchase a few more because it's a big hall and they're big tables, and I need more camera angles for everybody to watch and for everybody to see the action, or at least get a sense of the action as well. Tonight's commentary team, we had live commentary yesterday. It went well. I forget what I said, honestly, in the previous, but I'm sure you saw it because you're here. Yeah, and after 3.5 days, I have a chance to take a nice sit and wait for the files to transfer before I have to start editing them and doing more things. But it's going well. It's going really well, honestly. It's very exciting to see the energy in the room. And again, Thursday is one of those days where more things are happening. We're starting to get some more like celebrity guest games are happening. Raffles are going on. Outer ring tournaments are more in full swing because the day starts a little bit earlier, right? I find with any of these sort of conventions, that first day, the half day, is a bit of a write-off. Not really, but you don't get the full satisfaction as you might originally. Oh, my computer's making sounds. That tells me it's ready. Tells me it's done. I'm becoming more and more slippery Jim by the day. It's probably because I'm surrounded by all those beautiful shiny things. Yeah. So in terms of how an average day goes, then in the morning we wake up, prep for the day, prep the interview portion, set the backdrops, get the green screen off to the side so I can build out some cool ring profiles, hopefully. Get the interviews done, do the awards ceremony, come in here, take out all the footage from last night, set up some tripods to get a time lapse. Few time lapses at the event. I think those are cool, seeing everybody come in for their ring event and then leave, and then the next group coming in and out, and the wave and the tides. I think those are really neat. So set that up, run back here, export all the footage, troubleshoot anything that needs to be troubleshot, run around, help people do odd jobs, and tonight we got a little VIP mixer with the sponsors, and that for the sponsors to meet everybody, and then we're gonna go right into a choir with Stephen Bonacore and Alex Radcliffe. They're gonna kill it, and I'm very excited. I've got a few tweaks to make on my end and changes to make things a little bit more smooth, a little bit easier on the commentary team as well, and just prep a few notes for them so that they can shine like the bright stars that they are. I'm really just saying this so I can take credit for whatever they do. I'm not going to do anything for them, none whatsoever, but I'm going to pretend that I did. So there you go. Anyway, that's my day. I'll try to keep you posted. I'll try to remember, but it's been busy, but it's a good busy. I'm really excited and really thrilled to be part of the team, and I'm thrilled that for everyone who's been able to tune in and watch and see our champions. It's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling to see the champions, the first World Series champions of specific events. That's pretty special. Pretty special to watch. Should have been here. I told you. I was trying to tell you this whole time. I said there's no better year than the first year, because if you take the risk on it, then you get to say you were here first. Yeah. Like all the YouTube comments. That's why people do it. Anyway, my file's finished transferring. Back to the grind. I don't know where to point. Let's point there. Hi. Here's a little behind-the-scenes setup of how the commentary happens. We've got 2 microphones, one for each commentator. We've got 2 headphones so that they can hear what's going on in the games. We've got my notes. So those are some notes left over from Seven Wonders. We're setting up for a choir right now. I'm just adjusting the microphone, as you can see on the little screen there, and that screen is going to be turned more towards the commentary team, like just off frame, so that's how they can see the game, hear the game. We got some bright lights on the backdrop. I'll move over so you can see the setup. Bright lights lighting up the back of the backdrop, the setting, some more lights, and then that's my chair. When we move over here, we have my camera, some notes. That's me setting up a different mic because the other one wasn't working as great as possible. That's my computer where I'll be running OBS, and I'm currently streaming a test stream to make sure that the internet that we are working with is okay, and you can tell because there's no drop frames thanks to the stream, and that doesn't always happen. Nobody's watching, which is, thankfully, nobody saw that. We can end that. And then over here we've got all the cords, cables connected to the TV, to the various mics. That's a nice USB thing because you can turn them on and off instead of having to worry about disconnecting and connecting. This here is an awesome Stream Deck, which I can show you what it kind of does. I've programmed it so that whenever I push a button, it changes scenes. So I can be changing scenes on the fly while listening to the commentary team and adjusting other things, bringing in green screen or not. There's nothing on the green screen right now, but if there was, like, let's try it again. Look at that. I didn't mean for that to be so phallic. Yeah, and then over here we have a little green screen setup where, again, we're recording through the phone to make another green screen, and then I can turn it on and off to have the things appear. And so yesterday Brian was putting some cards here, and I was adjusting them and then popping them in and out. He'd show me what card it was and put it in, or pass me cards that they were talking about, and then I'd set it up and then turn the green screen on as the commentary team was talking to make for a seamless event. There probably won't be too much usage of the green screen tonight, but I do have 3 different copies of Acquire. I played this one. I like that because it's kind of like a travel Scrabble. You just input, you really stick the things in. So I'm going to pull out some stuff if there's a chance to show the differences between the two. And then you see on the whiteboard the different wonders that were being played, and then the final score, 67, as we were communicating to the commentary team. So that's a little bit behind the scenes of running the stream and all the ins and outs. I still have to set up a few things before the commentators come for their mic check, and then we'll be ready to go for Acquire. Wow! When you see it all laid out in front of you, you know, a lot of stuff going on, but that's why I bought a new computer. I couldn't just end this on a confident note, could I? No. I want you all to not take me that seriously. See you soon. We got some nice late night open gaming. Someone just clearly came and finished. I'm going to go turn off the cameras. We got a clap from this audience. And then we got the serious empty tournament hall. As it looks like Wingspan is still going and Brass is still going. But Dominant Species is now finished. Wingspan makes sense because it was a 5-player game for the finals. So starting at 9, that's going to take at least 3 hours. And then Brass, both times I've played, I've taken 4 hours. But we were playing with new players. But the curve is probably similar. So Brass started at 8 or 8:30. So I imagine it'll. But it looks like it might be finishing up. So Brass is so good. So is Wingspan. Good final. And Acquire was great. Okay, I gotta be quiet. Bye. See this right here. I was wearing my staff badge and in the elevator, and these two lovely people asked me, "Hey, what's the World Series of Board Gaming?" And so I talked to them. I was like, "Well, it's hard. You're in an elevator. It's almost an elevator pitch." I didn't manage the elevator pitch, so I had to ride with them to their floor and talk to them about Catan. But yeah, this is why I freaking love it. Love this event. We're putting board games on the map. We're introducing them to new people. I was like, some of the more common ones like Catan, Ticket to Ride, and Carcassonne. They're like, oh, I've actually never heard of any of those. I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. So, we talked about, what's this? There's a delivery thing on my door. They know I'm likely not eating. No. There's more deliveries. Okay, that just feels a bit violating now. Don't just stuff them in there. I'm definitely not going to order from Buffalo's Pizza. Even though it does sound like something I would order from. But yeah. Anyway, what a lovely interaction to finish the night. And now I'm going to catch some sleep. But hey, if you're watching, let me know these two lovely people that I met in the elevator. Because I said, yeah, I started a YouTube channel, so like Catan got me in the hobby. So subscribe to my YouTube. They subscribe to my YouTube channel, Room and Board, which you're watching right now, maybe. Or maybe you're watching World Series Board Game, in which case, I don't care. I run the media department. So come check me out on my channel. I got the keys to both castles, baby. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you liked if you like Catan or you want to try it out, or I hope it didn't lead you astray, or what you might be looking for in an evening. Maybe social deduction is also a great way to kind of get into it. Again, that social element, just something to do, and stuff like One Night Werewolf or Coup or Avalon. Those are some to my go-tos to check out. Night of the Ninja, maybe. That might be a little more complex, a little additional steps, but yeah. Thanks for being here, everyone, and I'm gonna get some sleep. Well, day 4, Saturday, well, before the competition. I'm starting to feel it running down now, 7:30 a.m. to get some interviews. Let's do it. Amazing. Let's direct you. That's great. Nice. And then,
Two on one or one and one is fine.
yeah, but let's do 1-on-1. Your ring and look at your ring. Be like, yeah, that's a pretty cool ring. That's a pretty cool ring.
This is what the podfather of gaming,
That's looking good.
We
Looking good.
the talent, we need to do this to be ready for the interview that I'm about to do.
I'm filming you.
So the producer over here is filming me, filming myself
This is going in the vlog.
for this ridiculous interview. So the World Series of Board Gaming is very serious. When they're crowned a winner, the world champion. We have no fun here. Fun is
Zero.
Fun is crazy having fun. No,
None.
We're having a stupid amount of fun here. That's Chris George. He is unbelievable. This guy.
Well, you're not wrong.
No, who's wrong?
I said you're not wrong.
Anyway, I'll post this to everybody out later. Take care.
School or parents or whatever, to start incorporating these type of things, because the lessons that you can learn can be life-changing. So
Where do you think you'd be if you hadn't found those friends and
I
started
would be
playing?
in jail today, as my father told me when I was 14. My father said to me, who you hang out with is who you're going to be, and that doesn't change from this point on in your life, so don't forget that. And those two guys were, I'll say, strong Christian, good, wholesome friends, and they had this evil kid who they sorry, I don't want to get emotional.
No, I mean,
Well, but they wrapped their arms around me with all my faults, and they just let me in. And I did go through the door. So I taught at-risk kids my whole life. And when you open the door for them and they go through, it is something just special. And those two guys did that for me. They did. And my father was right. Who I hung around with was who I was going to be. And those two guys were just really both good men. And here I am today. The World Series of board game for the love of Mike. Oh my gosh.
board games changed your life.
They absolutely did. 100%. I can honestly sit there and say that to, yeah, they absolutely did. Yep. 100%. Yep. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Yep. Geez, Risk, Axis and Allies, Civil War. Start naming all the games. We played a superhero game that was like Dungeons and Dragons, but for superheroes and champions. Who would have thought that? And yes, I had the, my name's Hagmar. I had the greatest superhero named Super Hag. There you go. The Incredible Hag. Yeah, I could probably name you all the games that we just sat around and played. And we did. And it was awesome. It was fun. It was exciting. It was cool. It was really fun to do. So look forward to it every weekend.
And board games seem to continually be changing your life because of.
Well, they are now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's really funny. I still go to conventions. I still do all these things, and it's still part of my life every day. It really is. It's really interesting. I've really, I would tell you, in the last 20 years of really being involved, I have lifelong friends that I have because of board game.
So are you doing this to sort of extend that, to give back, to like keep that sort of thing flowing?
No, this is an investment, and this is a business, and all those different things. There's a great team that runs this, which is great. But yeah, I would say, I think we have the ability. I always tell people, you can be on the blue wave with all the other, everybody else is on that blue wave. There's a green wave over here, and everybody's afraid to get onto that green wave, right? Some people try to get on that green wave. They didn't make it up that green wave. I like getting on the green wave. Wherever, if I see a green wave, let's go get on that right now, and let's flip the model and go.
What do you mean blue and green?
So there's a lot of conventions, and we just kind of flipped that model on over here. They're not doing it. You can't just come here to come to a convention to open gaming. You can't do that. Somebody has to buy the World Series ticket for you to get here. And nobody else is doing that. And everybody said nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to pay for that. Why would anybody pay for that? They're not going to do that. So you flip the model, and you make it different now. You give people a different experience. And everybody should go to every convention in the world. They should be at Dice Tower West, PrezCon, Gen Con. They should be at Origins. They absolutely should do those things. So we're just something a little different. We should be the pinnacle every year where everybody gets to. I've gone to all these things, now I'm going to the World Series, I'm ready to play. Hopefully that's where the community goes.
So expand on that a little bit. I mean,
Just 1 second. You just got to adjust your mic. I think it might fall down.
Well, I started.
What's that?
I started. I'm doing a vlog for the. I've been doing a vlog
all throughout, just like behind the scenes. So I'll cut some things together and just put that on. That was my plan, to throw it both on my channel and on World Series.
Do whatever you need.
Missed the beginning of it, but
Well, he's got all the footage.
yeah, it exists up there.
So yeah, what is the, what is the dream for the World Series of board gaming? Like, in 5 years, 10 years,
5
50
10
years.
I would say the dream is that we are the pinnacle every year. Everything drives to here. Everybody should be at all of those, different conventions. Games, they should be at their game stores every week, playing, learning. The dream is, as I was walking by the TV, my wife said to me, we were walking by the TV, and she always asked me the same thing. And I said, and I watched the axe throwing championships on ESPN, and I said to her, honey, and that's great. I'm glad that's on there. I said, we can have the World Series of Board Gaming on ESPN. I know that. Not the ESPN Ocho. We can have it on ESPN. So anyway, I would say that's the dream. It's almost like it's going to be, those finals are all televised and, commentated on and things like that. So that would be the ultimate dream.
But you kind of have a version of that going on too, and that's one thing I wanted to ask you about: the live stream and like the guests you're coming in, the commentation.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have a sports feel
Kind of, sort
to
of.
it. Can you just talk about that a little bit, like the sort of board game personalities you brought in and how you've done this, like the sort of televised?
So that started with Brian Muller. Said, we really need to go with what he called VIPs in the world. In fact, that's where Chris George, who's our director of production now, between him and Brian, they've really put together a package of, and I went out and talked to each of the VIPs, got them in. Here's what I would tell you is I'll take that whole group. They're the most non-egotistical people I think I've ever met. And all they want to do is for people to have fun playing games. And that's the best representation we could have ever found. But you're talking some of the best personalities in the business. They're your TikTokers, they're your Instagrammers, they're your YouTubers, they're your podcasters, they're all those things. We really did a good job of finding some of the top people in the community to be here. And so that's really been a great asset for us. And let me say this, that kind of legitimized us a little bit because nobody knew who we were. There was no brand, there was no, nothing. So all those people I named absolutely were top. And having Stephen Bonacore as our first guest of honor was just a perfect guy. Like, what an incredible personality, who I will say within 1 minute, you feel great about just being around that guy, And Tom Bass is the same way. And they're both funny. Those two together are hilarious. And then I think a big thing too, and we really need to push in our communities, the female personalities, and Danny and Paula and Bonds and Christina, Shira. I think there's this big stigma that men are the competitive and women, and that is completely untrue. In fact, I would tell you, I would argue the fact that between male and female, there should be no difference when we're playing board games. There's just not. It's not like one's better than the other. But I think a big push to get I would say, here's what I would say. I think where some people get turned off is some people are so overly competitive and it's just no fun. It's not fun to play. That hasn't happened at all here, right? So I think really pushing a demographic of from that group that I talked about before, 18 to 40, and getting people really comfortable to come and compete. And I'm really glad we're represented really well. I'm really sad Ruel couldn't make it, so hopefully we'll have him next year. But to figure out the diversity, this is the world we're in today. That where from both genders to the non-binary to the ethnic, I'll say just the ethnic cultures. we've got 12 countries represented here. So this should be a place that is safe. It should be a place that is inclusive. It should be a place that you're here to have a great time. So that's what I would say.
That's awesome. That's a great note to end on. Thank you so much,
Thank
John.
you.
I didn't think I was going to talk to you so much, but the conversation was just going so well. I just
Appreciate
had to
it.
keep hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's great. I'm
that
so
was great.
glad
Thank you.
Chris George effing made me to come get you guys. I thought it was because you guys were Canadian.
All right, I made it. Oh my goodness, is that what my hair has been all this whole day? That's fitting. I made it. I made it to the interview section. We banged out the interviews. We gave away a few more rings. I'm offloading and touching up all the footage. Just editing that now and making sure it's all organized so that the editing process can begin after the event. Here in the boardroom, the documentary crew who we have here is they're doing some interviews right now. They just you just may have saw, or I might show you a little bit of interview with John Hagmeyer, who's the chairman of the board for the event. Super friggin' funny guy. And he was talking. I caught a bit of the interview. I started filming because it's a beautiful story. He said, like, board gaming saved his life. Really, he was at risk, and he met a group of people, and they welcomed him in, and they played games with him, and he started to be able to think more critically, and got out from hanging out with a bad crowd because he was just hanging out with them every weekend playing like war games and stuff. And so he's one of the he's the chairman of the board of directors for the World Series of Board Gaming, and and he's also a friggin' great presenter. If you look at any of the awards on WSBG giving away the rings, you can't miss him. He's a big personality, but I love him to death, and I love being able to work with him here. So now just getting everything sorted for the day. It's 11, so I'm a little ahead of schedule, which is great because we've got a Blood Rage live stream at 6 p.m. tonight. Then after that, we're going to do the ring winners, and after that, I'm going to try to get some photos and some green screen footage, and then build some intros for them so that when we live stream tomorrow morning, I have some things to make them look cool. Really, that's my goal. I try to think about what would be the coolest thing I can give to any of the winners or in terms of coverage, and just do my best to elevate this hobby to the world stage and the place where I want it to be and hope it to be. So it's nice to sit down. I do appreciate that, and back to the grindstone. So we've got a live stream in 2 hours. Feeling good. I think I've worked out a few more kinks, and I have started my prep. What's kind of cool is basically I have to reframe. You can see that I have to reframe every different scene depending upon the board, and I wanted to make sure to do that, and then we get rid of those. We go to our commentary team, which I need to turn that off. But just writing down my prep work and the little changes that I'll have to make on the fly, so that when it happens, getting the green screen ready to show the different cards that people might be playing. Oh, I should get 2 in there. See if I can get a 2. Yeah. There's another change. This is why you give yourself enough time and hopefully make for a good viewing experience for everybody. I love this. It's in full swing. The Blood Rage, the finals are just finishing up, but everybody's chilling in open gaming. I see our Wingspan winner is practicing Gaia Project, and I just heard that he said, "I'm going to veto this one." So there will be no Gaia Project in the final if Jeff is in the final. 3:20 a.m. You can tell by my hair that has never been combed this entire time. That it's a long day, I guess. Yeah, 20 hours. Anyway, I could have gone to bed earlier, but I wanted to make these little cool, I think they're cool, football intros style thing for everybody because, yeah, we're freaking cool. I want everybody to feel like a dang rock star. And so that's what I did. Now I'm just getting the phone set up and maybe going to get the shots set up for tomorrow morning. We're going to be streaming Ticket to Ride starting at 9 a.m. So that means I've got to get up at 7:30. But it's only one more day. And then I have to edit a video for my own channel that I really thought I might have an hour to do that. But I didn't. So here we are. And I should probably stop talking to you so I can go to bed. Oh, this is already set up with 2 tripods. So we'll do Carcassonne here. Brilliant. Good morning. 7:30. Got my talking juice. And we're ready to go. What has to happen now is that I have to set up all of the camera angles. Luckily I did most of that last night. Build the other stuff into OBS. This list is as much for me as it is for you. And get just the final 4 into OBS right now. But everything else is built. And make sure the camera angles are set up. First things first, because the Wi-Fi, you always want to give yourself enough time to make sure it's connected so that everybody can see. And that's what we're going to do.
5 o'clock, no matter when they finish before, 5 o'clock will be down there in Bronze Room 1. Okay, Bronze Room 1. First, let me say on behalf of everybody who participated in this event, everyone who worked in this event, all the little kids out there hoping one day to become you.
So we're doing the final drawing right now, and then I gotta
Congratulations,
sprint,
everybody.
grab the game, set up my shot, get on the let's do it. We're gonna be running around.
All right, so Tom's gonna he's gonna read off the games. We're gonna there are the final game. The final game is Dune Imperium.
Here is the final board state for the World Series of Board Gaming. Hans playing Atreides. He got the Knowledge House Atreides. He got Scoville Habanero Flow. Luca playing Helena. Cliff playing Torvald. And over here, Brent, fellow Canadian, playing Harkonnen. It's a really fun game. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't see it, well, it's up on the WSBG page. So go check it out. See ya. 12 hours of travel later. So then you gotta get to the airport early, and then you gotta get home from the airport. We're back in Toronto. I am relaxing in my pizza shirt. My chamois. Because while I'm waiting for my video crowdfunding countdown to export, I realize that this probably won't go on the World Series channel, but it might. If it is, I'm surprised because it's more just kind of personal, and so I think it then will live on room and board. But yeah, the event's over. I had 0 time to film any of it, and I think this vlog is bad. And so I'm sorry about that, but I'll try to give you a recap right now about what went down. It was a long event. I think I calculated, because I just needed to work backwards from how much sleep I got, which was like 7 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours. Something along those lines. 7 hours. Got 7 hours last night. Yeah. Oh yeah. I did sleep last night. I'm very excited to sleep. I'm very excited to be relaxing and getting that video out for tomorrow. But the event was a blast. Even though I'm fairly certain out of the 168 hours in a week,
that I worked 130 of them. But that's kind of what it took. And you just gotta do what it takes at that point to make sure that everything goes smoothly and the live production goes smoothly, and it did. And so I'm very happy with how everything worked. The wireless connection ended up working, even though I had to pull a lot of different workarounds and combinations and stuff to make it work. The final table was really exciting for the World Series. In our finals, you can go watch the final table on World Series. It was Dune Imperium. There was a chance that it could have been Dominant Species Marine, which I cannot believe. I've never played Dominant Species Marine. I brought a copy home with me so I can try it out because it looks fun. It really does, and I'm excited to edit the footage of it, and I'm excited to edit all of the games as well, and the interviews too. But our final table was really solid. We had Cliff, Luca, Hans, and Brent, who's from Canada. I was stoked that Brent made it in. Brent was such a nice guy. Well, because he's Canadian, obviously, but he didn't think that he was going to be in the finals or win any event, so he didn't book a flight. So he booked a flight home on the day of the finals, and he didn't book a hotel room because he thought he wouldn't be there. So I was thrilled that he made it to the finals. Who won? I'm not going to tell you. You can go watch the live stream and see all my camera angles that I set up. I was really proud of making these little football intros for everybody. I call them football intros, like sports stat intros too. I got filmed mostly everyone on a green screen, but a few people ran away because they wanted to prep for the final game. Because they found out at 12 midnight the night before, and it was going to go on at 9 a.m. And some of them didn't know the games that they were playing. But yet, it was still pretty close in most of the games. And that's what I love, too, about this hobby. And about just, like, if you know board games, you can pick up a game pretty quickly. Like, I feel pretty confident about picking up games that I don't know and doing well on the first try. And I think that's the sort of vibe that I felt a lot of people at the event had as well, like a decent skill set of that, which was good because then when they were in the finals and something that they didn't know, they were still very competitive, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to see all the games that we couldn't see, but yeah, it was a fun time. I was very proud of the how the live streaming came across. Obviously, there can be tweaks, and obviously maybe we could upgrade some gear and get better audio on the players will be my goals, honestly. But it was nice that all of the commentary team enjoyed their time and felt confident and felt that they didn't have to worry about my side of things, that I was taking care of business and having it all under control. And that's what I was really striving for, and so I'm happy that I was just there, so doing my job so that everybody else could do their job as well. And it was a fun event. I'm a bit burnt out right now, naturally. When you get to that burnout point, you start to think, oh, that was so much work. And there's a bit of that creeps in. But what is more important is that there were all these little moments of joy that happened throughout the weekend, and I'm also really proud to be on a team where the heads of the team, you can feel their passion and you can feel their kindness towards the people at the event, and just really caring that everybody has a great time there. And John at we had a final dinner, and he did this thing where he's like, everybody stand up and say one moment that you loved throughout the event. And I was I don't like doing that sort of stuff, but I liked hearing the moments that people had that I wasn't aware of, and that the little connections that had. And I loved making the little connections, and legitimately everyone who I met, every single person who I met at that event felt like I could be friends with them. Like I would love to hang out and play games with them. And I loved that even at the semifinal tables, when one person was going to move on to the finals and the rest wouldn't, they were talking about like, hey, well, when we finish this game, like if I end up moving on, I'll have to ask you tips on the game that you won, just in case that one's pulled as the final. And it was just like so reciprocated of the community that people are just there to have a good time, have fun, support each other. And that support and that community that exists in the board gaming hobby. I mean, it exists everywhere else, but I think it exists specifically in the board gaming hobby because I think a lot of people aren't typical, let's say. And those are the type of people who I want to hang out with. People who aren't typical, the people who have their own cool personalities, who recognize the cool personalities in others and just embrace each other with open arms. And so I'm so happy that I saw so many moments of that in the World Series board gaming. And all the people who I met, I was rooting for every single one of them because they were, just such nice people. And that's a, after just having like those sort of initial conversations and the brief conversations and the glances as you walk by and look at each other like, yeah, I see you and I know you, and it was cool. Anyway, I don't think this vlog would have has given you enough a sense of the event, because I do this app on my phone. It's called 1 Second a Day. It's really fun, and I think everyone should do it and pick it up right now. But be mindful that if you don't pay for it, it doesn't get backed out more than a year. So I would just delete it once you mash all your stuff together, because I accidentally lost 4 months and it was very sad. But you take 1 second a day, you film 1 second a day, and then you get to mash it together to have a 6-minute-ish video at the end of the year. And I was so busy that I literally didn't even have 1 second to film something. Well, really, I just kind of forgot. That's more that's the actual thing, and not the hyperbolic statement that I want to make. But it was a really good time, and I just hope everyone had a good time, and I hope to make it an even better time for next year. So yeah, I guess let's finish with this, and take this with a grain of salt, because I am on the team that's basically running it. Even though my aspect and my lane is more the audio visual media, the streaming, the organizing, that sort of schedule. But I am obviously involved in it and getting compensated for my time. Well, I don't know if it's 20 hours a day compensation, but still, I might need a full hot dog for that one next year. But, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think it is an event worth considering, even if you don't feel like you are super competitive. I think there was enough stuff to do, and there were enough awesome people there that if you showed up and got knocked out in the first round, which I know happened to, a few people, you could still really enjoy your time. And that's really cool. And again, go for the stay and play package, because that's the best deal. You're getting a hotel in Vegas, which ain't cheap. Some people were saying that they saw that it was cheaper on the website than the actual rate. But keep in mind, Vegas hotels will nickel and dime you for everything. And their resort fees are stupid. They're like, here's a $30 hotel room. Oops, but the resort fee is $120. Well, then it isn't a $30 hotel room, is it? I was a bit overwhelmed by Vegas when I first got there, but once I got my bearings and knew that I was just going to the board game, secluded section, I felt a lot better. I hope this was interesting and gave you a little peek behind the scenes of what I was up to, even though I'm fairly certain it's just me with my hair sticking up and running frantically as the bags in my eyes slowly become suitcases. But if it isn't that, well, that was just a week in my life, and I didn't even get to film with any of the awesome content creators who were there. Well, like film for the vlog. Any with that, I did film with all of them, and really, really had a great time meeting everybody there who was on the commentary team. Some people I knew already, like Alex and Shira, but Stephen Bonacore, David Waybright, Paula Deming, Rob and Christina Rouse, and Tom Vassell, all of them were friggin' class acts, and loved working with every single one of them. So I just cut all the parts where I was full of myself, and so I can keep my humble demeanor. But it was a fun week. It was a really fun week, and I think objectively, I think it is worth considering, even if you don't feel like you're going to be competitive. Brent didn't, and look how far he got. Anyway, this has gone on for too long. This is longer than all the footage I managed to capture. No, probably isn't, but I just appreciate you for being here. Again, hope it was interesting. And if it wasn't, well, my next convention one will be more interesting. Although I'm probably going to be going to conventions on behalf of World Series of Board Gaming, and so I may not get to roam free as much as I would like to. But we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Anyway, have a lovely night. I think it stopped exporting. So I might go to bed, or I might relax and watch 20 minutes of a show. Oh, also, look what I got when I arrived at my house. I have to tell you, I know I put out 5 reasons you shouldn't back Marvel Dice Throne, and I stand by those reasons. I do. But I put myself in for a review copy, and I thought I was just going to get the base 4 game, and when I saw that it was all 8, I got ridiculously excited. And I don't need all those characters because I have season 1. I have 6 characters. The 6 characters I think are more than enough. But I'm excited to review it. Because here's the thing, I was going to review season 1 anyway, and then there was an opportunity to get the Marvel Dice Throne. I was like, well, listen, I'm going to review season 1 anyway because I like it and I want to talk about it. So I might as well talk about Marvel Dice Throne too and get some freebies. So that's what I did. And I'm very stoked to check out how those characters play. So... And then in terms of World Series games that I brought home, Dominant Species Marine, which I haven't played, I'm very excited to try. And then I brought home Dune Imperium and Brass Birmingham, both of which I played and really enjoy, mainly because if I need to take pictures of the cards and insert them into the editing process, I wanted to make sure I had that. I wanted to take home Raw and Gaia Project, but there wasn't room in my suitcase, and I had to prioritize things where if I needed the components, well, then I could have them. Anyway, I just looked over and saw the Marvel Dice Throne again and wanted to share that with you, and that'll come, I don't know when. I still have to work through my Origins things that I've told people that I will review in an official capacity. It's just always so many videos that I want to make in so little time. But thanks for being here. Again, hope this was interesting. Catch you later. I don't know, catch you.